It would lead you to believe that there's something, some kind of a read against Twisted Minds here, who in terms of their comp, running a pretty standard one. This is the same selection of agents you'd see Fnatic play, liking to borrow from their strat book on a few maps, but this one of them hit in the corner on B early on. Twisted Minds making a play through the door. Ends 1 for 1. Taka's sight still under control, as is Hibbs, but he sticks his neck out, looking for a duel. It ends in a trade, 3-on-3, but still, Takas here could find himself overwhelmed.
I mean, respects the utility put forward, but the body's now here for Mandatory to help. But look at Twisted Minds, they want to go one step further.
Oh, Takas reaches into his pockets, tries to refill the magazine, and pays the hefty toll, the cost of his life. Enzo, the last remaining player now, 1 versus 3.
Yeah, but he has a Sheriff, and there's 2 players within 1 shot range, so this is more than doable.
Okay. Enzo, the captain, liking to play with the big guns. We've seen him hang with the best before in VCT, but could he potentially pull this one off? Time isn't on his side, and neither is the element of surprise. Positioning has been gained by Twisted Minds here, and only 2 bullets left in the chamber to make something happen. The first of them is used up, exit revealed, but 3 kills on the round from him means that Twisted Minds have their pistol.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they want to play as a pack, and it's really the team cohesion that works together. I mean, the swing off each other, the fact that you can see the timings being taken, that's what it comes down to. An exit streaky off to a flyer.
So clean. And I think that record that we put up of Twisted Minds since last year doesn't feel like it counts for as much until you include the most recent stage of Challengers EMEA. The fact they were able to retain it and
100%.
beat 4 different teams there, because that's the thing. This team hasn't been to an Ascension before, hadn't played teams outside of their region up until that stage. So the quality feels so untested, but once you actually prove that you can fight in these arenas, in these practice rooms for now, maybe that's the conversation we're having in a week's time.
The only asterisk that I'll put on that run is they haven't played BBL Pacific and they haven't played Mandatory. Well, I mean, maybe the Mandatory one doesn't. No, the Mandatory,
you're going to say Enterprise, but hey, I don't know, man.
I'm too looking at the screen.
I don't know, man. Well, I saw that game yesterday, unfortunately. I wish I'd never paid for the in-flight Wi-Fi. It was just...
Hey, listen, it happens.
It does. And hey, Northeast, maybe next year. No, I'm just kidding. 5v4 for Mandatory right now, actually. They don't have guns, they've got classics, and not quite finding the sort of shots you've got to hit to make a round like that stick.
Yeah, I mean, sure you get the advantage, but you only got the pistol player. It's not as if you got anything off the back of it. So into the rifle round we go, and we... this is where we put the microscope on it, right? And the Twisted Minds with 5 rifles, Mandatory really need to prove to us that this defense side is capable of some sort of resistance.
That's it. And with the Sentinels that they have, that's exactly why you see Twisted Minds kick off the pistol, which was sort of the closest kept weaponry that we had so far, in the way that they did, trying to really spread thin, stretch that util as far as it can go. A team which, once they get into post-plant, you saw at the start, 10% above the average for this tournament. Mandatory will want to bunker up as much as they can. That paint shells, I think, should bring all of this offline. Oh, it doesn't.
I mean, there's nobody really to capitalise off the back of it. You already had the information needed, but it's all about the next couple kills, and it goes, Twisted Minds' way now after they take the advantage.
Jesse.
And that's the main player here, right? He sends it home, and it sends Odin, who comes into another 1 versus 3 on the C site.
A bigger gun and bigger stakes. Twisted Minds so close to the bonus. Enzo might just be thinking about the save here. You can read it from his demeanor. He's not playing to win. He's playing to contain. Twisted Minds are running riot, though. 3 rounds unchecked.
And I mean, you look at how they're running it, right? They're not doing anything crazy. Playing it simple Valorant, and sometimes that's all that's needed. It's not a composition that is breaking the meta. fact, it's one that's met as a goal, right? It's the Fnatic comp that was so popular.
Yeah, I mean, literally, it's the reason why Fnatic have only made one agent swap the whole time they've been playing it since 2023. It's the Astra or the Omen. And even the Astra is more of a Fnatic-specific thing with Boaster, right? So, yeah, they found a system that works for them, an efficient one. And in terms of Mandatory's win conditions, for people who have watched Challengers matches before where this comp debuted, I think it was even like M80 a couple years ago, right, that first brought it out, it does actually fare better on the attack if you can get into post. But yeah, I think right now that sort of remains to be seen against a Twisted Minds team that you give them Lotus in the veto, you're kind of expecting it. And
you need to see a competent defense side. You need to be able to come back on the attack with a lifeline. And right now, I mean, the statistics don't back it.
Yeah, and I think actually if you even want to take a step back and look at the even broader picture here, as Mandatory do just have a mixed investment around Enzo's Odin, is that, you know, you have to play a best of 5 if you want to ascend. So you need a deeper map pool, and seeing Mandatory banning both Bind and Abyss sort of interchangeably, you give yourself a bit more of that weakness, I think, when maps like this exist for a team that are so strong.
Yeah, I mean, that Abyss conversation I really want to come back to, because both teams haven't played it yet since it came back, but left it so late in the veto. It was one of two, that or Ascent, and for the third map. So that's one to keep your eye on.
Twisted Minds unbeaten on 3 different maps, in fact, in Challengers EMEA most recently. So not too many places you can take them comfortably. To the late stages of the round, though, is where Mandatory could thrive. 25 seconds on the clock, and Enzo drops in with the Odin. Multiple angles to cover. He's only got one, but Mikey, with his classics, picked up another, and now Jesse in a 1v2 has the ult, free reign of the map. It's C that he'll go to, but has to spend the extra TP to get the plant potentially in. Brings Enzo out with the Odin. There's just enough time, a second to spare.
He's lucky, but Kellogg's has rescued a rifle. And Jesse and Kellogg's both have no shield. A 1 versus 1 to win the round.
TP will have been heard, but Kellogg's has absolutely no idea where Jesse has repositioned to. Visual on the spike, and onto the line! It only takes 1 bullet through the dome of Kellogg's to win the round. A clutch for Twisted Minds in the 4th, but it's their 4th round picked up.
Extremely clean from Twisted Minds in the end. I mean, just from Jesse, right? It's that...
That was fun.
That gets you going.
Yeah, it certainly does. And that's the thing for Twisted Minds, right? If you can win clutches, that's going to push you further and further. There's not a lot left in the back pockets of Mandatory on this defender's side. This could be 5 before you know it.
Consolation is, this is Mandatory's buy, and with Kellogg's op out in sand, its exit removed from the round to kick things off. No showstopper available to Twisted Minds here, which would have been what you're playing around, or even Sans Lurk on 8.
And the fact that you've got rid of that passive information, that ability to late pivot towards 8, it's going to be a disaster for Twisted Minds. The options now slowly dwindling away.
And even if you wanted to go B, you want that late grass control, really. Zemo still breathing, has the Viper wall, of course, so there is a question mark towards A right now, but it's taken, I don't know, 5 business days to break that deadlock barrier. Still traps up for Mandatory here, of course, and still Kellogg's in play with the op. Just tempting fate is Zemo. If you do that, it's Kellogg's with another. Down to a 5 versus 2 now. Twisted Minds, the sum of their parts, scaling towards A in a last-ditch attempt to try and recover things. Jesse, who clutched the previous, has the spike on his back. His captain, Sikray, partnering up. It's the imports to save Mena on round 5.
I mean, both players, right? You look at the utility, there's plenty of it, but not a lot of time. And I think at this moment in time, it's going to be a save call. So Mandatory do get their first round. They keep all 5 alive. And that's what you needed, because that's going to build that economy a little bit on the defender's side, which so far they've really struggled to do.
Yeah, 3 of those players as well not taking, or 4 players I should say, not taking any damage. It was just Kellogg's getting his hands dirty.
My ult's ready.
Very clean one over on A to dispense of sand. And, that's when the wheels fell off and Twisted Mind's back up. Just not viable.
I mean, Jesse's still yet to have a death, but the big point about that last round was the Nightfall did come online for Sitcrate.
And the initial plan probably would have been to hit C with a showstopper. Exit still has that. He didn't invest it. So an opportunity now. As they do continue to threaten, you can't really fast hit into this comp with the util.
I like this though, because with the utility, they threaten A and then set Kellogg's up. Look at that line he's on that A side, all the way in lobby.
Beginning to spawn with the op here. Could it be Zemo falling to his hands in back-to-back rounds? The teleport looks to expire. Kellogg's is going to cling on to this space, but in the end he is forced to give it up, or so you'd think. Kellogg's is back. And given the chance, he'll take exit, but Zemo makes no mistake this time.
I thought he was out. Unfortunately, gets caught. And now you look at the bodies, they're sending it C. This Cypher setup has not been interacted with, and there's 2 players to play off of it.
This is the problem when you don't deal with that Sentinel utility, though. The site is spring-loaded and Hip is repositioning bent. The Nightfall won't hit him. There's a cage to his side. TP's across. Into the site is Jesse. Still yet to fall so far in this map. He's done a lot of work, but it's Hip to do the heavy lifting here. Jesse falls to the deck for the first time, and now Sitcrate has to go ahead in his stead.
I mean, the fact that he's able to rescue this and potentially tap the spike, but he's going for the fight.
Into the smoke, Enzo controlling this, and from within his dominion, Sitcrate goes down. Mandatory will have back-to-back rounds on Lotus.
And that's what they needed. Sure, it was expensive. They ended up giving up the op for it. But again, I mean, they expended next to nothing for what was Twisted Minds pushing a lot towards the middle of the field. And the back of that, not much of a buy in the next round.
No. It's either one or the other, lads. Come on. I know that we're fresh on land, but is it a high five? Is it a fist bump?
I respect it.
As soon as they get that figured out, then, you know, Ascension.
Decoy.
What's happening here? Kellogg's nearly gets it. It's just a one and done, mate. It's just another TP.
But listen, he's still getting exit right. He's still getting the entry player, that gap close. So now Twisted Minds have to try and scale up naturally, which can be really difficult, especially look at that C side.
Oh my god. It's disgusting. And Takas even wants to play spoiler to this. He's not going to find anything through the door, but all I'm going to say is Twisted Minds, good luck. The lockdown's going to help, but there's a Stinger, a Sheriff in here.
Yeah, I guess. But
I don't know, man.
I mean, I think they're going to be able to get onto the site quite comfortably.
Sure, but what do you do with it? The util's all still up, by the way. There's one trap, one sensor.
Yeah.
Mandatory will know that no expansive control has been taken. This is a full main post plan.
I mean, with that being said, onto the spike they go, but where does Mandatory go next? Because they know that all the players are in main, as you said.
No one getting onto the defuse early, but this is where the Odin is really going to find value for Mandatory.
Takas ready to take his time, and oh, the paranoia good, and Sand Spam even better. It's onto the spike they need to go, but Twisted Minds and a post plant they're not favoured are getting it done! A 5th round! When Mandatory had the weapon advantage, there is no way they let that slip.
You said Twisted Minds in a post plant. We all saw the stat at the start of the map. They are one of the best teams in those positions, and given the opportunity, it's played brilliantly. A complete forfeiture of the site, and from Sand, the rest of them play. I'm surprised Mandatory took so much time to get on the defuse there.
Yeah.
Gave a real opportunity to the attack, and that's 5 rounds now.
The other aspect to this is the fact that, I mean, Mandatory, I hate to see it and bring it back up, but ultimates need to be used. We need to start seeing that value come through. Don't want to let the gap grow.
It would usually be Kellogg's with his ult and the Sova ult played into the Yoru to try and find something, but that is the one unavailable. Enzo does make it a priority to get up early. Post his Odin here. TP active.
Looking to play, and well, unfortunately that...
Enzo wishes he had one.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. The Hunter's Fury taken offline and Twisted Minds scaling off the back of that entry, but Kellogg's is still here active and with another TP. He looks to stand tall, but unfortunately decides to dip away.
Got to be thinking about the ults for a potential retake, but it's a fast flood from Mandatory, and they profit.
Yeah, that they do. The numbers even once again, but advantage towards Mandatory. With that Viper's Pit up, it will be quickly dropped, and they try to escape. A combination with the Annihilation will work out, and Jesse trying to go for a 1 versus 3 with 17 points of health.
Amidst all of the chaos, he TPs to the other site, but TaKaS should wait for the rest of his team and has located the lone Omen player.
On top of that, you've also got a trap that's still active towards the water section.
There's a cam in main, they should know.
Yeah, they imagine they would. So it's up to Jesse now to play from CT. Kellogg's the one holding on to that position, and he'll win out the fight. Mandatory will find the third, and well, we asked for it, has it. Ultimates to be invested. There was 3 in that round.
Aye, but at what cost?
Yeah.
At what cost? 3 ults for that one. I think the neural theft is a concession you're willing to make. Of course, the ults on the Twisted Minds side need to be considered as well, though. Viper's Pit in there. Kellogg's very quick to react with the Yoru ult and defumigate that one. Showstopper. We saw plenty. So actually, I think you're quite happy with the end result.
You are. And with that off the back, Twisted Minds will go for their own timeout. It's the first of this map. And interestingly, it's the team ahead that goes for it first.
Yeah, but I think there gets to a point where this lead is slimming.
Yeah.
You know it's your map pick, the map you have been utterly dominant on. Invincible, in fact. You know what kind of baseline you want to hit for the half, and I think Twisted Minds, with that in mind, and the ults that they've just used, have to try and find a way to navigate through these next few and ensure that they'll head into the next with at least 7, but even then, it feels like diminishing returns.
No, it does. I mean, to back it, the Challengers 3 attack side win rate was 70%, by the way, which is very, very
good.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
The point being, though, that was over 4 maps played as well, so that just shows you the kind of sample size as well.
They have had reps here now, but it's crunch time. It's not exactly the last life left for either of these teams.
Toxins going up.
They only just got here a few days ago, for goodness sake, but Ascension has always been killer. Captivating but cruel. It's the C site, which is defended well by Enzo, investing the ultimate to stop Twisted Minds getting in front of Hip's setup. It's Mikey that's found first, though. 2 bullets from Sans Guardian, and he's out for the count.
It's unfortunate. I mean, you thought the Mandatory were going to be the first ones to get the entry, but look at Mandatory, already very quick to respond on A as they move forward. There's a pack here to challenge.
It's a deep sensor placed as well, so as soon as a player on the Twisted Minds side pushes through this screen, they're in for trouble. Still undetected, net to drop in over the top. Blind as well from TaKaS! Oh! It's Kellogg's that finds the double. And between the two, they come up with the goods yet again.
And the spike dropped in Mandatory's favour. This is going to be a big component to work with on the defence.
But it seems like they're happy to just give that up, knowing all too well that Twisted Minds have plenty of ground to cover for their own.
30 seconds left.
The 2 remaining players finding themselves
Toxins going up.
just out of A lobby again. As Mandatory are set up in the middle of the map for an instant rotation. It's TaKaS they'll be heading towards, but Enzo has the cross. And the spike drops to the ground once more. Mandatory with just a single casualty make the A-hold look ever so effective.
I love it as well, right? I feel as if Mandatory are starting to become aware that as soon as Twisted Minds get a pick or whatever, they try and make a reaction towards the other side of the map, especially since we've seen so much Sentinel utility on C.
And it's the correct way to play the deadlock at times. If you want the A control, Team Liquid, one of the first in VCT EMEA to go for it when they had, you know, 2 players that could play Sentinel. Best idea to put that deep sensor and just play off it a little bit more aggressively, or at least use it for the information that it provides. Mikey elevated, audacious as always.
Takas, aggressive as always, getting that pick. Sand gone. B main control not going to be in Twisted Mind's favour, and neither is the B side. Still trying to challenge this, but wherever they go, there's a mandatory player.
Yeah, Net gets so much value, and so does the stun. Twisted Minds in the most compact part of the map, playing into Odin spam, deadlock utility. They just need to take a breather, take a moment, and reset.
Timo trying to get towards stairs, and there's all close by. He's hearing the audibles, but unfortunately not aware of Kellogg's being in the position he was. With 45 seconds remaining, where do you go for Twisted Minds?
The $1 million question, mate. I have absolutely not a Scooby.
I guess give Sikri the maybe before the ultimate orb, I don't know, then you've got Nightfall.
You're min-maxing it at this point in time. It's the percentage play is mandatory, will force the issue, and Kellogg's gets another towards his dimensional drift, just 2 ult points away from it now. Finding Jesse here would be a fantasy for him, but
10 seconds left.
I mean, there's money in the back pocket.
which will struggle to find itself realised. Enzo, Odin spam.
Kellogg's is looking for this.
Yeah, I think he might as well just go ahead and get it. Jesse puts a stop to things, but I mean, even Enzo here, it's close.
Yeah,
it's not quite close enough.
Yeah, 5 to 5. Now all even once again. 2 rounds to play. The question is there going to be a team to take an advantage into the next half?
I think the scariest thing for me right now is, mandatory still coming up on some ults, and just the form that Kellogg's is in, because as we said before, sometimes it's been a little bit hit and miss for him, but when he's playing at his best, in the last Challenger stage, he was contributing he was contributing the exact same amount in terms of entries as everyone else. Hold that thought for a second here, as he is going to TP away with just the one from Enzo. But with half the cost. And of course, he's not gone down here either, so.
After that, San trying to jump the trip will get caught by the named player. And with the spike down, Twisted Minds, 3 players alive, all in different avenues.
Deadlock util only just getting broken as well. Kellogg's has cleared the entire left-hand side of the map. And I'm not quite sure he rounded the corner to spot the spike. But Mandatory have a rough idea of what the bigger picture looks like. Lurk from Zemo out onto the A site, though.
I mean, it's a big 1 versus 1 between Sikri and Enzo, but it's A that's most important.
Could have fully overlooked this. Zemo again snatching at that first opportunity and not getting anything extra from his lurk. Not the first time we've seen him go for it. Jesse in a 1v3 to try and salvage something, but it's knife out and it's him to find 6.
Mandatory advantage for the last round. And yeah, important stuff all across the board. It seems as if Mandatory are well aware of what Twisted Minds want to do. Andreas not a happy man whatsoever.
Yeah, just give it a second slam for good measure. Get that pen on the floor.
What's the pen done,
Get
man?
stuck in, man. I don't care. We're on LAN. Come on. They've spent half of the year online.
Find you.
So
if he wants to throw a pen, let him.
Is this the esports equivalent of a manager kicking the water bottles? Throws the pen.
Yeah. I would not throw water near those PCs. Let's be very certain of that. We don't need any more tech pauses. Here we go. Mandatory out into sand. Kellogg's making a play.
Oh, no.
He will fall first this time.
That he will, and there's bodies ready to go and challenge the C-site take. It's Exit who's furthest forward, but it's Mikey. And the off-angle outside waterfall. Exit continues his.
3 players.
Oh, yeah, they're all caught, but it's up to Mikey to go and capitalise off the back of it. Exit still standing passive on site. A boombox kill! And a spray down for the last. Will leave us at 6-6.
Where on earth has he found that from?
Switching sides.
Gonna need a replay to work out what the hell happened on C. But as the dust settles, it's 6-all. Mandatory have done just enough to get back into this, but it's Twisted Mind's map pick, one which they've been all too good on. Exit opened up this one. Let's see what he had to say coming into Ascension.
Spike down, C. Last player standing.
My name is Abdullah, known as Exit. I play for Twisted Minds. Being in Ascension is really the highlight of the whole journey because I've never been in a big stage like this. Last Challenger Stage 3 was my first international ever. Like, it was a really good experience that I had. But my experience with Twisted Minds was up and downs all the way. We win a tournament, then we get a full bad year. Like in 2024, we couldn't even get, we were fighting relegation, so it was really hard for us. But then this year was only ups and ups and ups. Like, I've set a goal for myself, like maybe 2 years ago, that I really want to be the best player in the world, so be the best in the region or best in the server at least, or like an EU maybe. No, I just want to be the best player in the world, and I work every day as much hours that it deserves to be the best player in the world.
And well, what looks to be the best chance we've seen from a team up against Twisted Minds on Lotus is given deja vu from the last time these two played, where Twisted Minds won Mandatory's pick and Mandatory went for a reverse sweep and the best of 3.
Yeah, Mandatory know a thing or two about reverse sweeps. It sparked their season back to life. That win against Valiant, quadruple overtimes. They've been there, they've done that. But now it's Ascension, the tournament they've been playing for all year. And Twisted Minds have a record which needs shattering.
3 players, C-site, pistols ready to fight that paranoia. Looked good, but a shock dart is what dissuades Twisted Minds from going any further.
Turret is down on B, so there's an opportunity that Takas has taken to get all the way through and find Zemo. The mesh is down and the spike should be 2, but Twisted Minds find 3 of their own.
Where does that come from? Sikri doesn't consider the corner, but here comes the Sheriff of Exit. The player who looks to be one of the best has to be the best here, and he will do. Your best tip. Twisted Minds get the pistol on defense side Lotus.
The longest serving Mandatory player falls at the hands of Twisted Minds Starboy. The one who's been there since the beginning. Out the other side of the drought, the relegation scraps, the hard times. And now in a position to celebrate what is already the furthest they've ever been as an organization. Hoping that is breaching the top of the pyramid into VCT. It's a pistol round win for them here. They've picked up both so far on Lotus, which is already a huge advantage to their chances. But the fact that Mandatory have won as many rifles as they have, is that you're just wondering how clean can this second round be.
Prioritization on the orb for Takas.
I think cutting through.
Last time they played, he had his ult up inside 3 rounds or something. Might have been the Pacific game, but yeah, high priority on that one.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me whatsoever. And as they head towards the C-site, you can see already.
Hang on.
Surely not.
Oh no, hang on!
Oh, surely not!
Enzo with a pick on the shock, and now it's a 4v3. Scratch that, just a moment before Sikre finds himself involved. Mikey trying to make a nuisance on the flank, but yeah, this is pandemonium.
This is a chance for Mandatory to get something. Even just damage would be enough, but a bulldog picked up for Enzo is going to really help.
Mikey making himself heard on the flank, but it hasn't closed the gap a little bit quicker here. Exit already making himself known on the site. Still, Mikey arriving late. The plant is in the corner, so no way for him to deny it. It's going to slip through the fingertips of Mandatory. But you asked for a clean round, and it's clean enough.
Yeah, exactly. It's one that you're happy with in the end, but
just replay it again.
Poor Desper, what has he done?
You know, actually, those are all different clips spliced together. No, he's hit it so many times now.
Maybe he's doing like "We Will Rock You."
Crazy. Maybe we could. Someone
at home.
Someone's got enough free time to cook that up. So, you know, entertain us at Val Esports _EMEA on Twitter.
Oh, see, that's a nice little bit of information from Exit. You see the luck of hit, and you can now start to look towards the other side of the map, especially after getting information through the alarm bot being dealt with. And at the end of the day, this doesn't look to be where Mandatory finish.
Yeah, and I think Hip as a player has not always been one who's super heavy on his lurks. Sentinel by trade, but the former in-game leader of this team, Vocal, likes to play as part of the pack, and here they will be heading into Exit with the Outlaw. Just one player within striking distance, that's TWIS. But he's towards B.
Kellogg's follows forward once again, looking for that entry, and he'll get it, but not before taking 140 damage himself.
And now the question is, do Mandatory still continue this pivot towards the B site where the numbers are, where the bodies lie for Twisted Minds, or do they want the A site?
The question is, does TWIS get value from his luck? I mean, with Jesse in the smoke, he won't be seen. And a big spray down will help out Twisted Minds.
7 bullets.
Still at 3-3, and the spike recovered. TWIS able to unlock the site with Kellogg supporting. So it's up to Zemo. His timing through B main catches the deadlock, but there's still 2 more to find. All it would take is hip and maybe a spray down onto Kellogg's as well, but there's not that many bullets.
Huge volley.
That's massive. Zemo now trying to take his time and can't quite find it, and it's eventually going to end up favouring Mandatory here. Is it? That's the question! Zemo! When you thought he didn't have the goods, he turns up at the right moment.
He made you wait, for when it came through, it was great. Zemo with a double. I mean, oh my god. It's like trying to squeeze blood from a stone, but once he gets it out, it's 9 for Twisted Minds. And an immediate time. I mean, I'm so happy if I'm the desk right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Living to see another day.
Oh well, Mandatory. Yeah, they're not happy with this. A bonus round converted, Twisted Minds now on the march to that upper bracket final.
3 consecutive rounds from the MENA representatives. And I was just thinking there for a moment as well, Zemo walking in behind TWIS, he goes straight for that first bullet. How many times have we seen him in flanking positions just snatch at an opportunity rather than playing it out? But you can't fault him in the 2v1 there. And now looking at what Mandatory have to do, I feel like so far the attack macro's been fine. It's just the finer details in these team fights where things get messy. That last round especially frustrating.
Well, unfortunately for Mandatory, things maybe looking a bit bleak. Not too bleak just yet, but it isn't looking great. Exit has his op, Twisted Minds have money in the bank, but it is Mandatory first to the ultimates in this half. That ultimate you spoke about, the Annihilation being so quick online by the 3rd round, well, it's online by the 4th.
Yeah, if Mandatory can sneak a win in this round, they'll be on to the Sova and Yoru ults as well, so more tools for execution. It's Exit's operator they've got to get past first though, and I feel as if he was going to get value there, and it's exactly what you find.
So quick.
And it's Kellogg's down again as well. I said, when he's in roaring form, nothing can stop Mandatory.
And the big thing for me was I spoke to Enzo when we were at Champs, just a little chit-chat here and there. He was talking about how much he was trying to bring Kellogg's online, focus on bringing him up. And right now, it feels like the other duelist in the server who's getting the value. It's Exit once again.
Yeah, he's got to focus on himself there, Enzo, because he's missing from the picture now too. It's a 5 versus 3. Mandatory have made their way onto site, but it comes at a hefty toll. TACAS still with the ult, of course. And, oh, he's going to find one before that. In fact, yeah, there you go. 2 from TACAS. If Exit can't stop this cocoon, but he can't. It's going to play out 3v3 in post.
And you have to retake with an operator as well, and not much clearing util.
That's the boombot, though. We've seen Exit find value from that before. First shot misses to the shoulder of the player backside. Hip diving in. It's TACAS behind him. Hip from beyond the grave. The round is won by Mandatory. Not a soul left to tell the tale. But the longest standing player for the Red Hammers has just about seen it home.
Especially after these entries from Exit, you're thinking Twisted Minds had it in the bag. But that double from TACAS, and then Hip showing up when needed. Sometimes, especially when you're in the position you're in, you need individuals to show up, and that's exactly the case.
These are the moments that it's made for. Early utility dump from the Twisted Minds side. An immediate response from Enzo, catches Exit mid-flight with a tag, and Kellogg's confirms the kill on Jesse.
Interesting, usually we see Mandatory combine the Dimensional Drift in Hunter's Fury. That's not the case, and Exit identified as well.
Kellogg's is low, but look on the Twisted Minds side, there's barely a gun behind this in the first place. A 1-round gap queued up if the defenders can't pull off something miraculous here. 2-player deficit into the retake. Sikro has the ult, but still, you're not banking on it finding all too much. It's TACAS building towards his own. The net comes out flying. Sikro does manage to even things up a little bit. It's a couple more that he'll find. Have to be an ace clutch for him to win it though, and the time just simply isn't there. Mandatory playing the clock with this mixed investment of their own. Stingers and Bulldogs, whatever they can get on the table, and it has been enough.
Something similar to Sunset, with the fact that Twisted Minds were able to, well, I would guess go on better and win the bonus, but reach 9 and, I mean, struggle to hit double digits. Focus also waiting to see who they play tomorrow.
Caught in 4K though, man.
Yeah.
Lewis not looking too happy until he realised he was on camera.
That sounds like Lewis.
But yeah, there is definitely work to be done, and study your opponent while they're forced to play here. Could still be either Mandatory or Twisted Minds. The men are team in front, but the lead sanded off. Just 1 round now between them. But Exit has the opener.
Once again. That operator continuing to find value and looking for more. As you see already, he's looking for the C line, and Enzo looking to find something on A. That's massive from TACAS!
Dude!
Take flight.
He's got, like, a heat-seeking night vision goggles on his head or something. I don't know how he's done that. Yeah. Still workshopping that. Oh my God, Zemo!
Yeah.
He's got aimbot!
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I'll tell you what we have got. A couple of aimers in the server, and Ultimate's online off the back of that round.
Dude.
That you're frustrated by that. That's even more frustrating. And then what is this?
Last player standing.
It's how clean it is as well. It's not like sprays, there's no panic there. Zemo is just cool, calm and collected.
It's impressive, man. We're getting treated to some of the best aimers in the Arabic region, and there you go. Zemo showing up massively in a round which has put Mandatory on the back foot again. Guardian for Enzo, Stinger for Mikey. Still TACAS with the ult, but I think I prefer the Vandal after the last. It's B where they look to scale quickly. And Zemo put under pressure early here.
Yeah, he is. And Kellogg's, well, he's looking elsewhere. Not through towards the C-line position. Up through heaven will he collect his next. And Angel's wings have been clipped. And Takas's annihilation is going on forward. There's bodies behind us. The trade is there. And the spike's heading towards C.
Sand having the alarm bot to play off around as well. Back of the pillar.
Yeah, and he takes his time in well. That's it back to 3 versus 3. Numbers even, but once again, mandatory correct things, keeping the advantage towards them. And the spike planted towards CT, where Enzo is.
Prowler does connect. Oh, I was going to say onto Kellogg's on 1 HP. Low, all of these players. Sikray with the Odin, but he calls it quits. Throws in the towel, that's it. Mandatory reduce the gap again.
And on top of that, they win that round, and both teams used an ultimate. I mean, Takash used his, the Annihilation gone, sure, but Sikray invested the Nightfall on that re-engage towards C, which is going to be a big loss, considering the ultimates that Twisted Minds have, right?
Yeah, I mean, some of these rounds,
yeah,
absolute powder kegs. Doesn't take all too much for it to go off with a bang. And it's already been a fairly spectacular conclusion to Lotus. Still waiting to find out where we end up though. Such an important kill from Kellogg's there to just reinforce a little bit of control, continue that threat on B.
Missed the trade game. That death pack that kept rolling through. Well, Twisted Minds will go for their second timeout of this map, and the last.
It says a lot that they're the ones calling it. Making sense again that this has crept into territory they don't feel all too comfortable in. You can look at the round timeline as we come out of the coach's perspective and see how much of a resurgence Mandatory had in the second half of the first half.
Well, we expected the Mandatory resurgence on the attack, right? That's the thing. Like, even though that bonus converted, there was always a chance that if Mandatory with a little bit of momentum could easily come back into this. And you look at, again, just to pick up on it, the economy state. I mean, Twisted Minds are in a very weird spot. A couple of players with a bye.
That's the thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure coming out of the previous timeout, Mandatory won. Yeah, you can see it there from round 8 onwards, 4 of the possible 5. So how much impact can this timeout have in the final 5 rounds of what might be the last half that Twisted Minds have to play this afternoon, this evening, sorry, if they play their cards right.
I'll find you.
On a map which, if you're just tuning in, they've been undefeated on in over a year and a half.
Shadows traveling.
I see. That is the case. Oh, X is in a tough spot. He's trying to escape towards Taka. Still wins out. Shouldn't have had a chance. Caught off guard. And now that C mound is firmly in Twisted Minds' control. Mandatory, their options are starting to be stricken.
Limited, but not fully constricted just yet. Mikey taking main control in B is always an issue. And Mandatory are now starting to look back towards Sand here again. Enzo has his drone, but it's a standard face check, saving that utility for the site execution where they stand with numbers against Twisted Minds. Backing away.
Creating pressure, a smoke on C.
30 seconds left.
I mean, it disguises who's behind it, but with time starting to tick away, this means that this is the execute when the contact is taken, and with the... We've seen the investment in the lockdown. It's a B pivot.
It's a B finish. You had Mikey deposited in main. This was the only way they were going to go, but Spike needs to head in. 10 seconds.
It needs to go down. It needs to be confirmed, and Mikey has done his job in making sure that's the case. And Hip has gone one better.
Oh, exit!
So he has! Oh, the showstopper just missing out, but Twisted Minds, they're clamping down on Mandatory. Hip needs to deny the defuse, but Sikray's Odin is well aware. It will be 11. That gap regained to 2. Twisted Minds can see the finish line in sight.
Another chaotic round. All started with Exit finding this kill, buying a lot of time, and yeah, because Enzo needed to stick the plant, he goes down to the paint shells. Exit gets his next showstopper online.
Thank you.
And the site was cleared before you knew it. Once Sikray gets on that line with the Odin, there was no chance at Hip pulling off the 1 versus 2. Still money behind Mandatory. They're gonna invest, you know, most of it here. Hip still with a Sheriff. It's a little bit of this and that, but they need 10 now, or that's Twisted Minds with the best opportunity yet they're going to get to close this series.
Zemo's calling for support. You can see the bodies rotating over after some pressure created towards C. But we've seen these positions before from Mandatory. Both Sentinels away from the pack. That usually means that they want to go elsewhere, the attack.
Mandatory haven't too often played into this C site either, where their post plant can be very strong. There's a Cypher Cam here trying to check the position of the operator. Exit's dropped back to a much deeper line of cover.
Who's next?
The thing is though, is when Exit finds an angle to hold from, usually he's quite good. Kellogg's knowing exactly the position needed, no one in smoke either. So he knows the runway to head in towards C is clear. And even the site as well. Kellogg's trying to delay and his TP running out. So all 5 bodies on the A site. For a minute, Twisted Minds were worried it was going to be B.
Spike planted.
Setting up for the retake though, taking position. Heavy through grass side, and Mikey here waiting to receive.
Yeah, I thought Twisted Minds were going to try and... I thought it was B, but instead, no, it's out through Hobbit, in towards me. Look at the positions of Mandatory. They are aware of what this is going to look like, but Mikey under pressure. His rifle not even getting a chance to react, and now it's just to the 3 players of the site.
Still a sensor in the choke though.
Yeah, exactly. They know how to play off of it, but it's easily collected. As this Takas collected. Now just a player like ships in the night. Zemo hits. It's up to Enzo's Odin. The spam not collecting. But Mandatory somehow limp across the finish line.
Enemies close.
And live to fight another round. Not all too much cash flowing through this attack side, but they get it done with what they've got. Takas at the double.
Last player standing.
And Enzo cleaning up with his signature weapon. Such an important round for them to find at this stage in the game, still chasing their opponents. An outlaw in play for Kellogg's to try and punish what it is that Twisted Minds will show, which is heavy presence on A, quickly silenced.
Oh, hang on. This surely isn't the round that Twisted Minds find. That alluded 12th. The spike not able to be collected and the body's forced to try and engage. Here we go, ready to fight, but it's Zemo once again. Enzo tries to rip the Hunter's Fury, but he's not even getting a tag. It's up to the Odin.
Forced to cancel. Has a recon here, but the flank is coming in.
Yeah, it's getting closer and closer. Enzo able to get 1, but it's a thrifty round that finds 12.
And what a fashion to concede map point in. Kellogg's picking up the first. You kind of assume that with Twisted Minds playing as aggressive as that, we were going to see more util dropped in from Mandatory to try and deal with the issue, but they take the peaks almost dry, and the Sheriffs find value. Zemo picks up the Phantom, I believe, from the body of Exit.
I mean, the big thing about this, right, from this map, and the one thing I'm taking away from this, even if we do get to go to Ascent, is Zemo is an absolute shooter, man. That guy has not missed a head. Or what feels like he hasn't missed a head. No. But for Mandatory, where do they go next?
Well, they'll get one last check-in with the coaching staff. You're seeing from the camera, it looks like Road is taking the majority of the pause time here for the Mandatory side. Of course, Madsi, as a coach, he was the assistant on the Gentlemates team which ascended. He only took the head coach role in the middle of 2024 when they were rebuilding the roster. Takas, the first of those players to be cut, and seeing the development that he's been through now, starring as the deadlock in this team, they've been looking to him for answers. and they've been looking to Kellogg's. It's those two, the danger men, that need to find more. And I think I'm just going to fully highlight Kellogg's here as being that guy, because sure, he finds the entry in the previous, but the longer he stays alive in the round, the more value Mandatory finds, almost exponentially.
I get that. At the same time, though, you look at the back three, the other side of the pack, right? Kellogg's has been finding value. 21 and 6,
yeah,
whatever it was, right? 21 kills at the very least.
Here.
How much more? How many more rounds can Mandatory show for us here?
That's the question. I mean, the fake out used to get rid of the alarm bot, but the swarm's not popped.
My territory, my rules!
No, it's just Tak has to go bounding in with the ult. Yeah, again, it's cleared a lot of space. It will get Mandatory in post, where their Sentinel utility is their strength. How has he found that?
I don't know, but I mean, there's notification of a player being there, easily dealt with. Spike's still yet to go down. That's taken a long time for Mandatory, considering the space that they had, and they've not built off the back of it.
Yeah, deep barrier towards Waterfall, sensor on the Spike, and then one towards Spawn. This is where Mandatory look to fight, and for the most part they win, but then Jesse arrives!
And it's just hit all left with just a Sheriff in hand. Twisted Minds, undefeated on Lotus, will send it home. MENA had a top 4 finish last year in Ascension. Can they go 4th and try and grab that again this year?
Can they go any further is the question that we'll be wondering very soon. A match queued up, which we'll be seeing tomorrow, or no, in a couple of days' time, sorry, against BBL Pacific. Focus to face Mandatory. But yeah, what a thrilling conclusion to Lotus. It remains undefeated for Twisted Minds. They move forward. Let's see what the desk has to say about that.